This little dog, love him to death. He's now, I don't know. Carissa keeps, I think she said he's like a year, but I can't imagine it's that long. Anyway, he's maybe a year old. His lipstick keeps coming out, and I've said that before. When he first started out in our household, it was like a Maybelline counter because he was always trying to pass out lipstick samples. Anybody who came by, he's like, have some.
Once we were spacemen.
I tend to play weird people, usually aliens and robots and things that don't have romance.
I once didn't get a job where they were looking for a Nathan Fillion type. Once we were spacemen.
Once we were spacemen. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Once We Were Spacemen. And we were men like few men have ever been men. That's right. We never shaved. You may have thought we shaved, but we just used our manliness to will the hair to grow in the way we wanted because testosterone was at our beck and call. Am I saying testosterone is the thing that is in charge of hair growth? It was in space. At that time when once we were there, which now we still are, even though we are with you here on Earth, which is in space with Nathan Fillion and Alan Tudyk.
It was poetic, then it felt like it got medical, and then went back to poetic again.
I realized I don't know what makes hair grow. Rogaine. It's not. I don't think it's testosterone. I think that makes you nuts. I don't know what that does. Do you see? I got a lot of shadow. Now that we have screens, I got to figure out my lighting.
You've been upping your visual game because sometimes we put little quibs on little bits on the internet and we make posts. So sometimes we're doing little bits of video. You've enhanced your video aspect.
Yes, thanks to you, I have this great platform, but then my light gets stuck over there. I need an under light, maybe another light. I'll get another light.
I am desperate to. I wanted to try to. We haven't connected yet, but I want to FaceTime you and look at your space, and I want to help you kind of because I think you need like one more stand. This stuff thrills me, Alan. This stuff thrills me.
Well, I shouldn't keep you from thrill.
And I love what you've been doing with your background. There's like stuff for me to look at. It's fun.
I got a lot. I got a little gorilla mask. I feel like I should be here, but there's no light over here. Maybe I go over there with the light.
Yeah, you gotta find your light, right? Your light is hiding behind something.
It's behind my computer, which I know.
Yeah,
is
that light should go a little higher, I think.
With the light.
Yeah, the light should go
a down light. But do I then?
Yeah. You can put that up a little higher and maybe turn it down a little bit. That's a pretty extreme brightness.
I have a lot of things to try to hide behind light.
I love that we're messing with your video component on an audio podcast right now. This thrills me. I'm not being sarcastic.
That is better.
I'm beside myself with joy right now.
I am in a cop's spotlight, though. I feel like I'm being busted. I feel like it's like get out of the car, Q-beam. Kind of. Oh, that's better. Oh, that's nicer.
Hey, fantastic. Well done, man. That was fantastic.
Hey, we did it. We did it. We all did it together. For all of you out there listening who were going, you can do it, and if you only believe, it'll happen. You were right. Thank you for that.
Now, Alan, you got a haircut.
I did get a haircut. I got haircuts.
It looks fantastic.
Well, thank you, man. I have. So I got a haircut from a fellow in town here in New York. He gave me a good haircut once. I went back. He gave me not such a good haircut because I think he was rushed. He was rushed, and he was just trying to get me out of there. And I went to this con. I was going to a con in South Dakota that was for pediatric cancer, which a lot of people are like, oh, foot cancer. And that's not the PD. You're thinking of... That's not it. It's for the children who have cancer or who have had cancer and have battled cancer and came out on the other side and some are in the middle of that fight. It's a fight that stays with you for a while, even if once you beat it, you have to go in for tests and stuff. And it becomes, like I'm 4 years cancer free, it becomes, these milestones of having beat it and kept it at bay. But I met a lot of amazing children. There's this great guy, Dr. Lou out there who, anyway, raised a lot of money, and it was exciting that way. Met some really cool people, and I wanted to look good for them. For the children, I wanted to look good. It wasn't a vanity thing, Nathan. I wanted my hair to look good for our pictures. So I was calling the guy, or I was emailing him because they wouldn't let me call because of the restraining order. No, because on their website, they don't let you call. Stupid. Anyway, so saying, hey, I need more of the hair cut off. You left too much on. There was a whole like middle column of hair that he had. Anyway, I looked silly. I looked like an eraser. I looked like an eraser on my head, and a vaguely ginger eraser, which was the name of my band in college. Vaguely ginger eraser. We were terrible as a band.
Yes.
Well, because we did the summer concerts and so much sunburn. Anyway, speaking of skin cancer, no. What I was saying was that I went to the con. I didn't get my hair cut. It looked like garbage. I got there. On my first day, I did a panel, which is where you go in front of audience, people who haven't been to cons. You go see the people that you came to see, and they do talks in rooms. And Nathan and I did one podcast you might have seen. It was a lot of fun. And so I did that. And right at the beginning, I said, hey, does anybody here know how to cut hair? And
Is that what you did?
This woman named Carrie raised her hand. She said, yeah, I cut hair. I said, on my way out the door, I grabbed a pair of dog scissors because because it was a charity thing. They flew us there in a private plane, which was very cool.
What are dog scissors?
They don't have pokey things on the end, so you can stick them in. You won't get hurt because a dog will move around real fast. And
they're rounded ends.
Rounded ends, yes.
Are they long? Are they like?
No, they're pretty much regular scissor size. They're made for right-handed folk. No, just no pointy bits on the end.
Gotcha.
And they sell them in the pet store probably more expensively because they call them dog scissors, but they're not.
Where did you get them?
Anything special. We have them for our dogs, to cut little crusties out of things. They're not the greatest. It's not really anything you want.
You had them with you. You had them.
I put them in my bag when I left. I had the idea right before I left. I was like, well, maybe somebody at the con will cut my hair. So I threw them in my bag. I was on a private plane, so I could take scissors on the plane. And got there. This woman named Carrie. We can post this on our feed because I took a picture of her cutting my hair.
So you let a random person who stuck up their hand in a crowd of people, no resume, no.
Yeah. I said, do you see how this is all too much? And she said, yeah. And I said, she's very good. And luckily, I didn't have a mirror to go by. And
your hair looks terrific.
Carrie did a great job. And so I just had hair all over me.
Yeah. No cape.
No cape, which you would think at a con, nothing but capes, a sea of capes. There was no Wonder Woman. There was no Superman willing to give up their
Not
capes.
even a cloak?
Not even a cloak. My God. No passing druid on the way to a D&D game. Nothing. No trolls. Nobody. We just brushed off the hair. I picked up some clumps, put some in an envelope and signed it and gave it to a fan.
Oh, my goodness.
The stipulation, do not clone me, which is always, don't get in that CRISPR, start, becoming mad scientist. And I got to come meet me later on.
We did a con, and like right after the con, I had a bit of a beard going on, and I shaved off the beard and I kept the mustache, and I had quite a mustache going for a while. My plan was to cut it off at our next con on stage and give away the mustache, collect that.
Oh, that would have been good. The one in London.
Yeah, it just, shaving off a mustache, it's a little bit of work.
Well, it was very full. You had a full mustache. It was pronounced. It looked very good.
It does seem a bit like a stunt too, so I kind of decided against it. Also, I kind of got crazy and decided, I got to get rid of this thing. But I did save it.
You're all right. Well, you have it to gift.
Well, Alan, I love that you just cautioned to the wind and just said, anybody out there can, because that could have been any crazy buddy just wanted I wonder if I can get his autograph. I can get him to sign this if I get in close enough.
I was thinking like if they were somebody who's just like put their hand up because they wanted to get involved, I checked back in with her at one point. How's it going? Because I was still answering questions from other people while she was cutting my hair.
Listen, that was during the panel?
Oh, yeah. In front of the
Alan,
audience.
this is brilliant. Oh my goodness.
Talk about stunts. It was.
That is brilliant because before everybody's eyes, you got a fantastic haircut.
Right? And
Did everybody agree? Was there some applause was it Carrie?
I offered to pay her. She wouldn't take any money. She asked for a hug. And so I gave her a hug. I got some hair on her.
I was going to say there's probably some hair transference there.
Yeah, there was a hair transfer, shirt to shirt, sweater to sweater. But it went really well. It was great. It was a great convention. I met some nice people. There was some people I worked, Andor. I was very little in Andor.
But there were some fans there.
There were some celebrities, some Andor folk. Well, Denise.
Yes. So cranky, that lady. She had that stony face.
Yes. And she's so not a stony person.
No. She seems, in interviews, she seems very happy and chipper.
Yes, she's Irish, Denise Gow. And her and I met in Japan when we did the Star Wars celebration before Andor came out. But it was a weird time because I was meeting the entire cast like, hi.
For the first time.
I'm in this. Yeah, I don't know. We didn't ever get to work together. Mm-hmm. I love your work in season 1. So we got to hang out on our private plane.
Wow. That's the second private plane we got you in today.
Yes. No, that's the same one.
Oh, the same private plane. Gotcha.
Yeah. Same private plane.
From the same story. Gotcha.
Yeah. We went together, and there was also a fellow named Rory McCann, who you may know from Game of Thrones, who was the Hound. And
yes.
He was there, and he and I got to hang out, and I really like him, and I'm hoping he'll come on the pod at some point. We'll get back to you on that, but put that in your pipe and think about it.
What a fantastic job he did. Dude. Now, and here's an experience. I mean, like, Alan, you and I kind of share the experience. So we play likable characters.
Pretty much.
But he is, I guess, a likable character, isn't he? He is a likable character, but he does such detestable things. That young man who played Joffrey, who played King Joffrey. I often wonder about his experience because such an incredible role, such an incredible job,
right?
But playing a hated character. What is the reaction you get?
Yeah.
Being a young man, I bet his experience was very unusual.
Yeah. Who knows? I know that he left. I know he left acting and came back, and then I think he left again. I don't know. It's got to be hard when you're known for one character.
And a hated character, though. Not like being like, oh, I loved you in. No, I hated you.
Couldn't wait for you to die. I was happy when the person who did kill you told us they killed you. Yeah. He was a prick. He was disgusting. He was a murderer.
I think you have to have a kind of a thickish skin to find the compliments in that.
Yeah, I think so. That's tough. And you want to move on to something else quick because you don't want to just be that guy.
Alan.
Yes.
So much has happened since we last chatted.
Oh, really? Really?
Yeah.
What happened?
So much has happened. I'm going to open up with I had the pet psychic reading.
Oh my God! You did the pet psychic for your cat, Bowie.
Yes.
Who's sometimes a dick.
Yeah.
Do you have a better understanding of that now?
I can't just jump in the middle of the story, Alan.
I'm sorry. What did he have? What do you know?
Okay,
what happened?
This was, first of all, when I said to you, I'm going to endeavor to get this pet psychic reading, I thought it would just be like, I'll call her and, like the following day or something, and we'll have something set up. It's like, she's booked till December.
Oh, Jesus.
She's busy.
Yeah, because
sorry.
Cats are very inarticulate. You need someone to translate.
They had to cancel it. I don't know what it was. Something happened. She was able to squeeze me in. So we got to call back and say, oh, how about this time? And so we've recorded a couple of podcasts, I think, between that time where I said I was going to do this and where it was actually done. And that was because I finally got squeezed in. Now, so then, so here we are. Now,
okay.
This is Pet Psychic.
Yes.
Now, Alan, I'm a cynic. Remember the other day we were talking about fear cages? I talked to you about
Yes.
and that was going to be your what was your band name?
My tag name. Oh, no, that's my band. No, that's my DJ name.
Your DJ name.
My DJ name is Fear.
So like when you're having that sense of something, like there's ways to explain a lot of like I love hearing these ghost stories. Like I want someone to convince me. Like I really want to
Yes.
believe on the other side, but I'm a skeptic.
Right. Yes, I hear you.
I wanted to approach this experience with an open mind. It's a Zoom call. I set up my iPad. I have my coffee. I'm ready to have this little Zoom call. I settle down on the couch, and my cat, who was sleeping, appears at my feet, and he jumps up on my lap, and he settles down on the big. I put a big pillow next to me. He kind of settles into my armpit right there, and I just like, oh, that's kind of neat. As an experience, I'm going to do a pet psychic reading to try to communicate with this cat. And when I settle down for the call, he settles in with me. Like he's like, all right, let's do that. You know what I mean?
I do. I think that's very cool. Just real quick, my mind went to, in the crook of your arm, he found yet another sandwich. No.
Thank you.
I just thought that's where that was going to lead. That was going to pay off. No. Okay. He's in your lap.
I'm on the call, and it's nice. She has a bit of a spiel saying, okay, sometimes this is how it goes and blah, blah, blah. Here's what you can expect. And she's going really fast. And you can tell she's done this a bunch of times. I'm kind of, it's a little monotone, so a little hard to track, but I get the gist. Well, she's going, sometimes I get an image, sometimes I get a sound, sometimes this, he's not talking directly, he's this. She's got a spiel about if you have any questions, she kind of covers a bunch.
I would have thought she would have talked slowly and sort of like that. She would have said, okay, we're going to do this. And I just want you to get comfortable because we're going to go on a ride.
No. She was very well spoken and very polite and very, She was like, I felt like I was talking to like someone who's just graduating from college. Oh. Clean cut, kind of like in a college apartment kind of set behind them.
Was it a video conference? Or
it was a video conference, yes. I'm looking at her, yes.
Oh, okay. Yes. So you have some information to go on. Cool.
Yes. And she's telling me nice things like, oh, I'm communicating with him now, and he wants you to know he likes you, like he's into you, like he likes hanging out with you. And so she's saying nice things that you're going to want to hear and stuff. And I was like, oh, that's good. She was like, I'm not sure where he is right now. I said, oh, he's right here. And I angled the camera down, and now you can see the cat is right up on me, and we look like buddies at this point. You know, you have an animal. You know when your animal is connected to you, when they're next to you, when they're lying down next to you, or when they're connected to you.
Yep.
This cat is clearly connected to me right now. He's like looking at me and he's purring away. He's having a great day.
Nice. She
says something about, oh, he wants you to know he's like the dry food's really important. And I'm like, okay, yeah, but you're looking at this 25-pound cat. And you're telling me that he wants to tell me that food's important to him. Of course it is. Yes, of course it is. So, it's nice. It's fun. It's fun to hear, but I don't feel like
the walls of your own personal fear cage are not coming down yet.
Exactly. Thank you, Alan. Thank you. Yes. I'm trying to be open-minded, but nothing's really convincing me at this point. Then she says, oh, by the way, when you leave, he would like you to play music because he just wants the sound. And I said, oh.
Nathan, your cat is deaf.
That's right. I have a deaf cat. So I said, oh, my cat's deaf. And she says, oh, okay. Let me think here. Mm-hmm. And she doubles down. She goes, yeah, he just wants the vibrations. And I was like, Okay. And now
he's giving up goodbye. Yeah.
I'm not going to lie, Alan. I had a moment where like I'm like face down, looking at the cat, trying not to laugh. But it's a Zoom call. So I don't want to, you don't want to be offensive to anybody. And I'm trying to be open-minded about this, but this part is at least extremely funny. She says to me at some point, and I have this all recorded, but these are the bullet points that I think are important. She says to me, oh, and he says he doesn't like the room with the beeping. And I go, oh, I don't know what that is. And she goes, yeah, do you have a room? It has no. I said, no, I get it, but I don't know what that That would drive me insane. I can't have a beeping room. I would go nuts.
Yeah.
So we wrap it up. I had a fun experience. Honestly, top to bottom, it was fun. And in the first part of it, like I was like ready to believe something. Like I had a nice little moment of kind of suspending disbelief or whatnot. A friend of ours, Magic, was doing an improv show last night. And I said, oh crap, I got to get ready. I got to go. And while I'm getting ready, I hear a beeping and I go, what the heck is that sound? It's this incessant beeping. I track it down to those electronic components. There's a little room in my laundry room, storage room that has a rack of electronic components. And the one at the bottom is beeping. And I said, son of a bitch, I just had this fixed a week and some ago.
Huh.
And it kind of clicked with me. I went, oh my God. A little over a week ago, this little room was beeping all day until I could get a technician in here to stop that beeping.
Wow.
And now today it's beeping again. And it's going to, right down the hallway right now, Alan, there's a beeping in this little room.
Oh, you haven't fixed it. It hasn't been fixed.
What do I know, Alan? I'd like to think I'm kind of clever, but there's components on this rack.
Throw a bucket of water on it.
It's not built for the common user. There's 3 buttons on this thing and a little screen. I don't know what any of them mean. I have no idea what this thing does. It beeps.
Oof.
It needs another button first. I got it. It's not working right. It's beeping. I need to stop the beep button.
It's annoying the shit out of Bowie.
It's driving me mad. Now, I still have a deaf cat.
Right.
But now there is some real validity to the room that's beeping. I mean, it's right on the nose.
But how can he hear it? He's deaf. It's not like...
Now, I'm going to just throw this at you, Alan, and then I'm going to let you be the judge.
All right.
I have been told that minutes before I arrive home at this house, my cat will get up, go to the front, and meow to high heaven. He's very loud, waiting for me to come in the door. Minutes before
And you don't come
arrive.
in at the same time every day.
And I certainly do not come in at the same time every day.
Because you're on an odd schedule.
And I drive an electric car. And the gate is not always closed. Sometimes it's open before I come home, and sometimes it's already. So
there aren't cues for him to be like, it's happening.
So that's been a curiosity since since he's started that habit.
Right.
Because I'll come home and he's there at the door. I wonder, like, has he been there all day?
Right.
Has he been there for the last 4 hours? But I've been told about 5 minutes before I come home.
Were you told this by the pet psychic? Or this is by this?
This is by an in-house witness.
I see.
Yeah. Those are the facts, Alan.
Yes.
That was the experience. Those are the facts.
And that's it. That's all you got.
I came in with an open mind.
Mm-hmm.
It was pleasant. Kind of lost me a second.
Yeah.
Lost me a little bit more.
Right.
And then walking away from it, I go, oh, I have that realization of that part was right on the money, but...
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know.
Where does it lie, Alan? Where are we? You're not a believer. You're not yet.
Well, I'm not. And we have someone who's going to do a pet psychic reading for us, for Carissa, our realtor that sold us our house, took us out to dinner, and I paid for it. And I guess I wasn't supposed to. And she's like, "Well, that's not what this is." I'm gonna buy you a pet psychic reading to make up for it. So now we have a pet psychic reading, and that she has a friend is going to do it. I don't know if we're going to get squeezed in like a couple of anal glands on our dogs.
Wait. What was the thing that she's correcting with a pet psychic reading?
I don't know if there's anything to correct, just to chat, I guess, check in. I mean, I guess I'm more nervous about talking to Aunt Clara, our middle dog, because she doesn't get a lot of love. She gets less love. And I'm sorry to people out there who think maybe that's mean, but if you give her too much love, she acts like a dick. And so you kind of have to, you got to be really careful with how much love you give her. It's like if you give her love, she's like, it's about damn time. And she starts peeing on things. And if you just pet her and treat her like, hi, nice, good to see you, and walk her and feed her and do all the good things that you can, but don't get too cuddly with her, she'll be all right. But if you get too cuddly, then she's like, why am I not in charge of this household? I'm going to start pissing on expensive rugs. So we maybe check in on that. The boy, oof, man, this little dog, love him to death. He's now, I don't know, Carissa keeps... I think she said he's like a year, but I can't imagine it's that long. Anyway, he's maybe a year old. His lipstick keeps coming out, and I've said that before. When he first started out in our household, it was like a Maybelline counter because he was always trying to pass out lipstick samples. Anybody who came by, he's like, have some. And it became so common that I worried, I don't know if you've ever had like some chapstick, and if you roll it all the way out, it could fall off. That chapstick's just going in your lap, stain your pants. So I'm worried about his little chapstick, let's say.
These are the challenges of pet ownership.
This is a challenge. And yesterday, he's running around. He's got about an inch and a half out.
Jesus.
He's like, I just need a little touch-up, a little glossy touch-up amount out. And it's like, how long has it been out? It's like, it's a half hour. 45 minutes. I was like, just a second. I say, dear Google, what's going on with my dog's penis? And it tastes funny. That's a joke from Alan Zweibel, ladies and gentlemen. That was in a play I did a long time ago. Why does my dog's dick taste funny? Anyway, that didn't happen. It was out for so long. So I looked up on the Google and said, what's happening? And Google said, oh, that's a problem. It's got a name.
Oh,
and it's not.
It's a condition.
Unsheathed peen. It's something else. And
maybe it's Maybelline.
So we've had to, for 2 days in a row, put some like KY jelly type stuff on it.
Oh.
Like some lube, like sex lube on it. Something.
You gotta keep
penis safe lube. We got to keep his Jimmy Loon lubed. It's got
because otherwise it'll dry out.
Yes, and swell up, and then get stuck, and then you have to lop it off. It's like a hot dog. Have you ever boiled a hot dog and left like a tip out of the water? and like the rest of the hot dog cooks, and then the tip kind of just gets darker and sort of bends in on itself. That's what it starts to look like. Anyway, got that visual. So we lubed up his cock, and we had to poke it back in a sheath.
Give me a minute to catch my breath.
And it worked. He honestly looked like he'd been violated. He went and sat down by himself. He didn't want to be around people for a bit, as you would if your parents started putting.
Imagine why
sex lube on your jock. Yeah, he needs to go to therapy.
So you have a lot to discuss with this pet psychic.
Yes. How's he doing with all of that? Invasive.
How does he feel about all the attention?
Yes. And we had to do it again today. It was back out. It was back out making an appearance, and just lubed it up, and it went back in pretty quick, and he was cool about it. He didn't get all freaked out this time. He was like, "Oh, thank you."
Now, he's too young? Have dogs are typically you
cut off their nuts.
Yes. What's the process? What's the official process called?
Neutering, not snootering.
Thank you.
Neutering.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I lost that word.
Yeah, he was neutered. Female dogs are spayed. We do have spayed, neutered dogs. And we got rid of his nards pretty early because they said if you get rid of him early, he won't lift his leg to pee. And for some reason, that's preferred. I don't know why. Or that he doesn't mark or something. Anyway, we got rid of him. And he was pretty cool about it. I would have been angry, but he was pretty cool. And if this continues, we got to take him to the vet and they got to do some kind of surgery. Some kind of his retractors are off. He doesn't have reverse. It goes out. Anyway, he's a great kid. And then, also Raisin's getting old. We could pet psychic on Raisin. Raisin's 16 and a half. She's, she has good days and bad days, but like a bad day is like her stiff and like, I don't want to do anything. And she can't hear very well now. And if you leave the room, she barks which is just annoying.
So what I'm hearing is you are not convinced with my pet psychic experience. However, you are holding out hope and really looking for some answers with your pet psychic experience.
Well, we have this, it's been gifted us. I'm interested to see what she says if she comes. I've heard about pet psychics that can say things. I've heard about psychics that say things.
Do you believe, Alan?
I do. Okay, I did a show called Suburgatory. Cheryl Hines was on that show. I think a lot of people know Cheryl Hines is being married to Robert Kennedy Jr. now. He's very much in the news. At that time, they were dating, and he was a very different person back then. And like he was a liberal. He would never have. You wouldn't have thought that he would be he would be a Trumpian type guy. He was about water rights. He was like a lawyer for water rights, and I did a lot of stuff with him on water rights. It was called the Water Keepers, and they used law, and they would sue cities that would basically just use litigation so you could never catch them if they just dump chemicals into the ocean. They're like, oh yeah, let's see how good your lawyers are. We'll put your lawyers against our lawyers. And Water Keepers, it's kind of a boring charity. You're like, we're going to sue you. It's not really like...
Right, but it's actually quite powerful. It is actually quite powerful. The Water Keepers Alliance, yes, it is a worthy, because they do go after companies that take advantage of the land.
Hit them where it hurts, in their wallet. And he was all about that. And they were dating, and Cheryl was always into charity work and stuff like that. And he did a great deal of charity work, so it made sense. And he's an exciting guy.
You were gonna say something about a psychic.
Oh yeah, I'll stop talking about him. But I'm making excuses for Cheryl Hines. Free Cheryl Hines. All right. So she went to a psychic. She came to work and she told me about him. And she was saying she did a party and they had a psychic over. And the woman comes over. She's like, "Oh, hi, yeah, okay. You're dating somebody. He's big. His world is very big." And she goes, "Yeah." And she's like, "Well, you need to come to terms with that, either because he's not going to stop that. His world will always be big, and he will pursue large S. And if you're cool with that, then just know that." And absolutely, that came true. And she said, "Oh, and Oprah's going to call you." And she's like, "What? Oprah's gonna call me?" I don't know Oprah. I don't. She's a famous person. She was on the not Larry Sanders show. Hey, computer, who do I mean? I was on the show twice.
Curb Your Enthusiasm was a comedy series created by Larry David. You appeared on it one time.
I was on the show once. Thank you. I'm sorry. I was on the show once. Didn't mean to try to get one by you, computer. I'm on the Larry David. The thing he's doing for the 200-year anniversary. Look, this isn't about self-promotion. Computer?
Screw you.
Well, screw you too. So anyway, she said, "Oprah's going to call you." And she's like, "I don't think that's right." Next day, Oprah called her. Oprah reached out. Next day, Oprah reached out. Said it was about a thing. She's like, "Yeah, I mean, it made sense once Oprah's people got in touch with my people and I was on the phone with Oprah, why she wanted to talk to me. It had something to do with charity stuff that she was working on that Oprah was then getting involved in."
Wow. Larry David.
Anyway, so there are psychics that I think know shit and can say things. And I personally don't want to go to them because I don't want to know. I don't want them to go, "Oh, you're gonna die later today," or
a bakery truck is going to hit you.
Yeah, because I love bakeries, and that's just, I don't want to carry that around with me. I don't want to think bad about them. But so there are psychics at work, and this may be I know a guy who had a dog psychic even that worked. He said after his dog passed away, he was having real trouble. They were best friends, and the guys, there was a woman who had said, "Just know that he's thinking about you." And I see him right now sitting by a big blue bowl, which was his bowl that they had this big blue food bowl that the person couldn't have known about. So instead of other couple of things, I forget what they were, but it was like, "Oh wow, that sounds real."
So you do believe.
There's a lot of shysters.
But you don't, my experience has not convinced, it doesn't pass muster.
I think this is a girl, we didn't say her name, so we're not crapping on her, but she's young, she's out of college, she needs some money.
She's probably in her 40s, and I'm like, I have no idea what's going on. I'm really not one to judge.
Okay, she has a drug problem, obviously.
There was a collegiate vibe.
She has a gambling problem, and she needs money. And it's just too easy to gamble these days.
She's booked till December. Like she's very popular. She's clearly doing well.
I think it's a good gamble that everybody has a beeping room in their house these days. When even on this, when we were in this, there was beeping in my house.
I don't listen of all the things. I think that was the one for me that kind of shook me a little bit, because in the moment I'm kind of looking at her like she's crazy. And then all of a sudden I realize, oh my God, I had that thing where it was like 6 hours of beeping.
I don't know that there's a room you could go in 2026 that doesn't beep.
If I would go nuts, Alan.
We are lousy with beeps.
You know when you're driving in your car and you hear that little tick, 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 just like a little ticking tick, tick, like there's something loose in a pocket in a door somewhere, or
yes, like vibrations
I cannot abide. I can't abide.
No ticky tacky.
You recommended a scuba trip to me once. Roatan.
Oh, yes.
So I went to Roatan with a couple of friends and my brother, and these guys who gave us the boating experience. You know, they were very excited to show us the island and whatnot. And this one fellow wanted to show us around, and he would drive us around in his car, but he would never put his seatbelt on. And we were just listening to the seatbelt chime the whole time.
No.
And I said, I'm going to murder this guy.
Did you tell him to buckle his seatbelt?
Every single one of us was like, that can't be a thing that you just, I don't even hear it.
We do.
That's not right. You can't not hear that. That's a constant dinging, beeping chime.
Yeah, that's tough. I can't. I've had that with like drivers that are, driving you to the airport or whatever, and I'll insist that I have a memory of one where he and it got a little heated because I was like, you can't leave it. He's like, it's fine. It'll stop after a while. It's like, it's been going on way too long already, man. Just buckle your seatbelt. Put it behind you.
If it's that important to you,
yeah,
just buckle the seatbelt up before you get in the car. Just sit on the belt, man.
My grandmother, God bless her, she was from a generation that didn't like seatbelts, and she'd get a new car, she'd cut them right out.
Jeepers.
You couldn't. There were no seatbelts because she cut them. That's some Texas for you right there, man.
There's the whole concept of something will be introduced like a seatbelt law and the resistance to it.
Yes.
What? My freedom is being, and then gradually there's an acceptance.
Yeah, because people come up or they have kids.
It's the law, and you're going to start getting tickets. And if you don't, that's, right. I mean, you're going to have to. I mean, it's just no winning that argument. It's the law. And then there's this kind of communal sense of, why hasn't it always been this way? And now, so now we're talking about someone who doesn't believe in seatbelts, and we're talking about how ridiculous it is. But for her.
Yeah, she's still in that. I mean, you watch old movies where people have like babies on their laps while they're driving, and you just don't. That was just how it was. Now you can't do that in films because it promotes that unsafe behavior. Like there's people that won't let you. You can only smoke so many cigarettes in a thing. You can only, you can't drink and drive, not only in real life but in a film, unless it's about that. You can't casually have like Bad News Bears. If you watch the original Bad News Bears, love that movie. There was like 2, 3 of them when I was a kid. When we were growing up, that was a big movie. And Walter Matthau would hand me that flask. It's in the the glove box. He's got a bunch of kids. Nobody's got seatbelts on, and they're handing him liquor to drink while he's driving the kids to go play baseball. So
different
you can't
time
do that now. Yeah, it was a good time. Yeah, but no, it was a different time.
Has that ever happened to you in a project where there's something that you were going to do and they said, "Ooh, you can't have more than this many cigarettes"? Or I know candles. Having an open flame on a set is a huge deal. I look back at some of those Game of Thrones episodes where they have tons of candles, and I think, how many of those are CG? And
I wonder if the rules have changed now that there's streaming. I have had stuff I wasn't allowed. I did a show called Dollhouse that Joss Whedon created for Fox for some reason. After Firefly, I worked for Fox, but I guess that's how Hollywood works. And I spit. I went. I did that gross sound. That kind of sound. Yeah. Sorry to those folks who just gagged. And spit. And they cut that. Somebody cut that, I know, but that's about all. Yeah, no, not in Resident Alien. I guess I had to smoke a bunch of cigarettes the last season, and I wasn't policed. But there was a time where, yeah, I've been on sets where that has been discussed about who can smoke, who can't. I wanted to smoke in 42. I wanted to be because but that didn't happen.
That was an age of smoking, that for sure.
Yeah, when I like in the after the game, where you're in the locker room, like the manager smoking cigarettes with all the players, like that was something they did. Yeah, they're good for you.
I have a question.
Yeah,
You and I have discussed how fun it is to be perfect famous.
right.
Have you ever entered into a situation and kind of like hoped they'd recognize you so that you would get some preferential treatment? You ever said, that's Alan Tudyk, and just crossed your fingers, hope that they go, wait a minute, I know that name, and look up? And have you ever like kind of like, I hope my face will be my ambassador.
Right. Sure. I'm sure when I was younger and I wanted to get into places that were like party places. One time in Cancun, Mexico on a New Year's, we had no plans, like idiots. And it's like all the places that you would want to go were like, we have no reservations available for you. We've been filled up for way too long. You're like, but what if I told you there are some people in the sci-fi world who think I'm pretty special? Could you please get out of the way? We have other customers who are actually here who were smart enough to make reservations. And that's the only one I can think of.
But did that open a door for you in Cancun? Did that work?
No, it did not, because my face did nothing. My face did nothing. And I was with people, and everybody's pretty cool about it, except for my date.
Oh.
She held it against me. So I stopped holding it against her. You know what I'm saying? That's right. That relationship ended. So that was over.
A lot of pressure on like a New Year's.
Oh, it was awful. And Cancun was a terrible place to be. It's so not who I was. We were in a place where, Cancun's, I'm sure, very lovely, all that. But it's like a place where you go where it's like, hey, there's a bar in the pool. Like, I don't give a shit that we swim up and get wasted. And there was a lot of people out there doing that. And in the elevator, the music was, and so,
right.
It felt like it felt douchey to me. What I would think it was douchey.
You want a good time on New Year's? Gather 6 friends that you love.
Are we talking polyamory? This is like...
Listen, what you do is up to you.
Oh,
but
like
I'm just saying.
What kind of love?
Keep it real. At home. Control your environment.
see.
Do not go out there into that mess.
Yeah, that's cool. You're right. I was younger, and parties were interesting to me, I guess, somewhat. Definitely not pool bars were not interesting me, and not. I always thought that would be fun to have right into a thing. Anybody can have this one. You can put this in your thing if it works out, if it fits the style of your comedy. To have somebody who's like, oh, I've been DJing at the elevators over here. Like there was a while where people were like, I'm DJing you're like, at the brunch place? Why are you?
What do you do? I'm an elevator DJ.
I'm an elevator DJ. Yeah. Yeah. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's up and down. What? Hello. That was
What I'm looking for is a success story, a thing where it opened the doors. And I know one.
You must have them.
Well, I know one where you were present. And I feel like we've talked about this before, but we were in Vancouver. This was not so recently. This was a long time ago, but not the first time we had done it. We rented a boat. You, Carissa, myself.
Oh, yes.
It was kind of colder weather. We were all bundled up.
We have not talked about
beautiful day.
Yes.
And we rented a boat from Cole Harbor.
Yep.
Right there in downtown Vancouver. Went up the Narrows, swung up by Deep Cove, and went way up to the end where where it gets too shallow. You can't go with a boat anymore. And there's a private boat club there. There's like an old shining hotel looking place.
It's massive. It looks so cool from the water. It's obviously like steeped in history and tradition, and
old gangsters used to hang out there. I swear to God, we've spoken about this on the podcast. Computer, am I wrong?
This story was first told during episode 2, once we were bejeweled with Jewel State, in the extended Patreon conversation.
We've talked about the boating, but we did not talk about this specific part of that trip.
Okay. There was a long boat ride. we had to go to the bathroom. We pulled up to that dock. Someone came running out and said, "This is a private dock. You can't come here." And then laid eyes on you.
Get out, they said.
Laid eyes on you and went, "Whoa, except you can come and use the dock anytime you like, sir."
Well, he was excited about me?
Yes.
I didn't remember that part. I remember he let us in.
Yeah, he was a big old Firefly fan. So then he got an eye full of me, and things got even better. And then he was very happy for us to use the restroom facilities in his shining hotel.
And he said he saw Carissa and was like, "Get out! Who are you?"
Kicked her back into the lake. It was the ocean. I remember a little room with like really old carpet, some built-in shelves that were empty, some exposed wires that ran to an old tube TV that had a VCR underneath it, and there was like a pile of like crappy old movie tapes.
And like there was like 2 or 3 bodies that were decomposed and walled up.
Kind of mummified.
Mummified behind sheetrock. I could sense them there. I could sense it.
It was, I think it would be very different at nighttime if we'd gone up there at nighttime.
Creepy.
Yeah.
The guy did us a solid. We all urinated, or I don't know what everybody did. I know what I did. I took care of my number one business. And
so that's one experience where being
that was
perfect
cool.
famous worked out really great for you.
You're right. He was not going to let us in. He had one job, which was to tell people, no, you can't use the restroom, because I think people that do take boats up there probably make that request a lot. Sorry, we're not open. We're not open for 2 months. Like it was off season. So that's why we weren't allowed.
Now I've stimulated your memory. Is anything jogging loose as far as a time where it paid off?
People are very nice. I get a lot of niceness. Ever since Resident Alien, people have been even more nice. And I'm shocked and always surprised by it. But I also don't register it anymore. Like I don't, I try to, I'll be like, thank you. And I move on. I move on very fast. I don't want any favors. Oh, a guy gave us some free dessert the other night. That was very cool. It makes me a little uncomfortable. I say thank you, and I don't register it as something I deserve, or, I'll take a picture with anybody. I'll do whatever they want. I'm happy to, I'm glad in the moment. Wow, how cool that you saw that and cared about it, because we put in, this was Resident Alien. It was a very a hard show to do, just because it was very low budget, and when like anything in life, when you don't have a lot of money, it makes it a little harder. Things are you got to get a little inventive, got to get scrappy. So I'm always happy, but I tend to just immediately forget it.
It happens. Sometimes on a larger scale, sometimes on a smaller scale, but it's always really convenient. It's always really nice when it happens.
Mm-hmm.
So I always try to remember, though, it's not about me. It's about the position I hold.
Right.
And they are honoring that position. So I try to honor my side of it as well. I try to make that experience pleasurable.
Well, I would think I think of it, yes. It's also about their experience of the thing that you did. Like cons, why, we go to cons and stuff like that. Like cons are the only place you can meet fans. It's the only place that have this formalized structure of meeting fans, and you actually get to hear people's connections to the work that you've done. And it's about them. It's about the fans. It's set up to where you're like, oh, they're giving you a lot of praise, but it's really about their experience of what you did.
I agree.
And how it had the positive effect. Usually people don't get in line and stand in line to go, and you suck balls. They don't. That's rare. Actually, never has happened. They just there to say, I had this great experience. A lot of times it's very personal and beautiful. So I try to honor them. And like you were saying, honor them. Some people think it's cool that you're on TV. I try, just like I don't read reviews. I don't want to believe it either way. But if somebody says that their family got together and watched Resident Alien or watched something, like this is how my dad and I get along. We watch Firefly. That is the coolest thing, because that's real connection.
Yeah.
And I just happened, we were there as a part of that. Just
you have a very different experience. You're in a bubble. You're doing your job. Your experience is very different. What you're doing as far as how you tell a story, you trained and you're doing this, but that work is experienced by someone else and gains its own meaning through, like you said, a relationship with their father. It brings so much more value to what it is you do.
Yeah.
Because of how people experience it together.
Yes. And a lot of actors don't get that experience, but if you go to cons, you do. It was something in Con Man that I really wanted to make fun of. I wanted to highlight. I wanted to shine a light on it, but I didn't want to disrespect it because it's really something I cherish. And it's one of my proudest things that we pulled off with Greg Wilson. He was dressed like a tooth fairy. He comes up, he signs he asked me to sign his picture, and he's doing my quote with me. I will see you in hell. And even though Wilson doesn't sound Hispanic, he's Mexican, Texas Mexican guy I went to high school with. And so he had this accent, and he's like, your show. And he looked ridiculous. He had a white wig on. He was the tooth fairy. It was his Halloween costume he brought to shoot in. Because we just had fans as extras, and Greg came in to do this one bit, and he says, your show helped me forget what happened to my village. And I said, oh, wow, I burned it down. So we got to have, the
look at his face.
You're an angel. And it was it was so much fun because we got to honor the moment of that he was touched by the show, but also the tragedy that happened was caused by him.
Yes. He's looking at you saying like how it was very sad. Yeah.
All my fault.
Alan?
Yes.
What you listening to?
What you listening to? Oh, I want to share a great song, and you'll find this. I got to figure out how we're going to put this up there where you're going to get the people who are some of our cosmonauts can get this mix of mine. But for those people who don't, you're getting it piecemeal, and you can put it together yourself. It is a song. It is called "Me More Cowboy Than You." This is a little bit of has a bit of a folky country twang to it, but it's from the Broody Brothers. It is a song that is about these young men and women who are posers, basically, that are trying to look like cowboys, but they don't know anything about being a cowboy. And the chorus is great. It's me more cowboy than you. I swear I'm working class through and through. Me, more cowboy than you. It's so, it's such a good me, more cowboy than you. It's a very funny, because it's such a childish way of saying it. And yeah, they're saying, you don't know, you're wearing Carhartt, you're all this shit, but your daddy pays your bills, all that kind of stuff. And I'm sure I've glimpsed it in Austin, Texas, probably once or twice when I've been there. But I just love the me more cowboy than you. This is great. So,
Alan, you have an eclectic taste in music. Where do you find these songs? This particular song, where did you find it?
I think it was Instagram.
I bet your Instagram feed, your algorithm feeds you some crazy music stuff, doesn't it?
There are some, yeah. And some people who are just like, people go, hey, you guys want to hear this music? Boom, boom, boom. But then I went to go see a movie. Chris and I went to go see I Love Boosters, which was a great, crazy, funny, socially aware movie by Boots Riley. It's, I recommend it if you like his stuff. If you like that, if you just see that movie, it was I'm Sorry to Bother You. It's crazy like that, where there's moments where you're like, what is happening now? Oh my God, this is crazy. So anyway,
I've not seen this.
Anyway, there was a song in there that came on, and I just Shazammed it from in the middle of the movie. I pulled out my phone. There weren't that many.
I was going to ask if you used that app.
I used that app. I pulled out my phone and Shazammed it. And I'll Shazam stuff, people walking by on the street, because I don't know a lot of, as I've discussed on this, a lot of rap, unless you're white for some reason, racist. But I've been able to pick up a couple things from people out on the street.
Do you ever follow somebody, sound hounding them from behind?
I went out
unbeknownst to them.
I went out on my front steps. halfway down my front steps because it was down. I could hear it coming, and I was like, "Oh, that's good." Get the phone out as he passed. Down my steps, got it. I can put that one on. I can put that one on. I'll shout that one out later.
Okay, I like this. Alan,
Yes.
let's get to know you better.
Let's get to know you better, Nathan.
I know you and you know me. Let's get to know you better.
Nathan, I have the ability to smell when you have a cavity. Not just
When I have a cavity?
Yes, when you have a cavity, which I have never smelled, but when people have cavities, I can smell rot in your mouth, people's mouths. I can smell infection in mouths.
A dead tooth.
Dead tooth. I can smell it.
I sure hope so. That's a smell.
But like, I can like, oh, he's got a cavity. Oh, they've got a cavity. And I asked Carissa, hey, this person, when we get around them, tell me if you can smell it. Because I can, every time I'm around them, I smell it and it's bothersome to me. I try to, I adjust my position. I don't want to, it's a tough thing to say to somebody, hey, I think you got a cavity. That's tough to say. It's a big.
When you asked Carissa, did she confirm? Was she able to?
Could not smell anything. Could not smell a thing. But for me, it was like, Jesus Christ, is there any other smell but that smell?
No.
Like, if somebody's got a booger hanging, I'll be like, you got a little something. You got a little food, I'll be like, you got a little something. If you got, I don't know, stains. I probably won't point that out because I got stains, but go on.
Are you sensitive to people's scent, their body odors? Like, because it's kind of designed to both hook us up with people who are genetically compatible and to repel people who are not genetically compatible.
I guess so. Yeah. I am sensitive to that. The first girl I ever kissed, Robin F, will say, her and I were not compatible because I remember every time we kissed, there was the weirdest smell. I was like, what the fuck is that smell?
Was it a cavity?
Who knows? We were little. Could have been boogers. Because, kids are just lousy.
Stinky boogers? That's your tagger name.
It was like a scent that we made together that when we kissed it on our, like a pheromone type smell.
Oh.
And it was only her. It wasn't the tree. We would go under this tree because then we kissed in a closet once and it was always there. Like, what the hell is that? It's awful. Is that what the Catholic Church says is sin? Because it smells like sin.
So it was sulfur and brimstone you were smelling. Is that
yes, I was going to hell.
Oh, boy.
I passed a girl yesterday. We were walking our dogs, Carissa and I, which is a job. So many, these dogs are our job. Past this girl, she looks like she was dressed up to go to a prom or something. She was out there with her dad out in front of her house. I passed by her and she was wearing perfume and it smelled like Fruity Pebbles to me. And it was like such a perfect young person smell because that's what Fruity Pebbles, I ate them as a child, even younger than her. But
it opened up pleasant memories for you. It was
and it was
a fun memory.
It was neat because there was an innocence to that. High school people are these days, but she was
breakfast cereal is innocent.
Yes, you look at the ingredients.
Yeah. The marketing is great.
The marketing, you got Fred Flintstone. What's more innocent than that? He used to sell Chesterfield cigarettes.
Oh, that's right.
I guess that's, yeah. Anyway, Nathan.
Yes.
The girl was also smoking a Chesterfield. No. What do you got for me, buddy? What don't I know about you?
Alan, I don't know about your family, but my family, it has a plethora of quotes, family quotes, something that happened that can be whittled down to one quote. And this is something I actually want to do. I actually want to have pull someone from your family, maybe a sibling, and from my family, and do an episode where we chat with our sibling. Find out a little bit about Alan through the eyes of one of his siblings.
I think that's a good idea.
And you've met my brother.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's a hoot. He's fun. And this is a game I would love to play with him, is I would say a quote from our family, and he would have to tell you the way it was said, the intonation, and then the story behind it. That kind of thing. That's something I actually want to do.
I would love to hear you two play that game.
Okay.
That would be fun.
So I'm going to give you one of the quotes, and it's probably my least favorite family quote, because everyone thought it was so funny, except for me, I guess. But as a young man, we traveled to the East Coast. We have family down there. We rented a car in Boston and drove south. My father's from Fall River, Massachusetts, so we have family in that area. So we're visiting all these distant cousins and whatnot. One evening, everybody's gathered for a big, multi-family, multi-generational, big old meal, and I'm upstairs playing and having fun, just whatever. I'm one of the kids' rooms playing with their toys. And then someone pokes their head in and says, "Hey, Nathan, would you like some dessert?" And I was like, "Oh, dessert? I didn't know we had dinner. Like nobody told me it was dinner time. Like I was just by myself up in this room, just entertaining myself." We got back to my aunt's house where we were staying, and I asked her, I said, "Can we have a little bite to eat?" And she's like, "We just came to a big dinner." And I said, "Yeah, well, I didn't get any dinner. Somebody was offering me dessert suddenly, and I hadn't had dinner. I was so confused." And then that was the quote. "I was so confused." "Oh, were you so confused? Oh, were you so confused? Oh, did that happen and something happened? Did you get confused? Oh, you were so confused." I mean, first of all, yes, I was confused for the moment that you were talking about. I think that's fair. Second, can we maybe lean a little heavier on the part where the guardianship wasn't up to snuff? You got a kid here who you haven't fed. That's kind of your deal. You got to fucking feed the kids. Pardon my language, but yeah, it's funny, but it's kind of funny that you neglected your duties.
I think it's a little nuts that they're put it in your face. "Oh, were you confused that we didn't feed you?" I would hope for a little more sympathy. Like, "Oh my God, we forgot you."
Yes, a little like, let's get some food in this kid.
Yeah,
before he calls Child Protective Services,
because he's got a good case.
But that's one of the many family quotes from my family is that one.
"I'm so confused."
"Oh, were you so confused?"
Oh,
Yeah.
So in your family, it would be something where you're like, "What's going on over here?" Then you go, "Oh, what? Are you so confused?" They'll come.
Now here's the upside. I mean, I don't know if this is an upside, but the vast majority of people who were present for that have really passed away.
That is an upside. I'm pretty sure
it's that joke. That joke is kind of a generational one that's almost died out. Everyone who was there is pretty much on their way out.
Because you cursed them.
Listen.
I cursed you all.
Biding my time. My parents are going to hear this podcast and go, wait, what?
We're sad they're gone, but yeah.
That's 1 minute they were here and then they were gone. I was so confused.
Exactly.
See, you can use it anywhere, Alan, which is why it was so overused.
Somebody put some grease on the steps. I was so confused as I fell to my death. Well, Nathan, that was fantastic. I think we should land. I'm going to try this. We're gonna land this ship that we've all been on. That's the idea here now, guys.
All right.
We've been on a spaceship this entire time.
Let's program this for re-entry.
Okay.
Take us in.
One of my favorite parts. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been an episode of Once We Were Spacemen, and yay, still we are. But it's time to touch some terra firma, and we are enjoying a little re-entry. Oh, sweet, sweet re-entry. We remember the good times when we were there before, and now we're re-entering again and again and again until, hey, we need a nap. With Alan Tudyk, Nathan Fillion.
You said re-entry so many times, I started to get uncomfortable.
Yeah, it became that was my orgasm, and then we needed a nap at the end.
That's a wrap.
That's a wrap. Thank you for listening to Once We Were Spacemen. If you haven't yet, head over to our Patreon to get bonus content, longer episodes, and the chance to take home some incredible crap. The most amazing crap. The kind that does not smell. And if you love this show, please leave us a review. And tell your friends. Once We Were Spacemen is a Collision 33 production, whatever the hell that is. The show is produced by Michelle Chapman, Siobhan Holman, and Josh Levy of Collision 33. There that is again. I'm sick of it. Production services are done by Rabbit Grin Productions. Why is the rabbit grinning? I don't like it. Our theme music is from the minds of Carlos Sosa and Joshua Moore, and the playing of Fernie and also Rallo. And the artwork is created by Louis Jensen. Until next time.
Throw a bucket of water on it.